He describes himself as a constitutional Republican, but he enjoys strong support from independents, libertarians, and the Constitution Party. He's been a speaker on constitutional issues for over a decade and is one of the most requested speakers on the topic of state sovereignty. He's a successful small businessman, owns his own company producing radio and television commercials, mostly in the Atlanta area, which means I haven't worked for him yet. The operative word there is yet. He's also the host of the weekly television program The Agenda. It's a hot topic show that's seen in the Atlanta and Middle Georgia markets. He's running for governor, but he's not a politician. He's running to state emphatically that he's willing to defy the federal government if it continues its encroachments on the rights and liberties of Georgians. Please welcome our speaker, Ray McBerry.
It's good to be here with you today. Let me start out by asking you a couple of questions. First of all, how many of the folks here in the audience today would agree that we'd be better off with a little less federal government in our lives?
Woo! Yeah!
And how many of you agree that we'd be better off with a lot less federal government in our lives? Hi, I'm Ray McBerry. I am a Republican candidate for governor, but there is a solution to every single problem that's coming out of Washington today. It's called the 10th Amendment to the Bill of Rights. It's called the Constitution itself. It's called states' rights and state sovereignty. I want you to know that our founding fathers gave us the solution for every single problem that's coming out of Washington today. Before I get started, I want to say thank you to all of you for being here today. I want to say thank you for the folks that have put so much time and effort into putting this program on today. I want to say thank you to my friend Jerry Purcell, who's running for insurance commissioner down here, who also believes in states' rights. We're going to have to start finding folks and stop electing people just because they have an R beside their name or a D beside their name, and start electing people based on principle once again in America. You know, Georgia has a long, rich history in leading the way in standing up for states' rights and state sovereignty in America. Just a few short years after the Constitution was adopted, there was a man from another state who decided he was going to sue the state of Georgia. So he took the state of Georgia to the federal courts. The federal judge issued an order to the state of Georgia demanding that the state of Georgia come and appear before the federal court so that the federal court could hear the case and rule on the matter. The case was Chisholm versus Georgia. You can look it up. I think the date was 1798. But Georgia's response to an out-of-control federal government in 1798 was this: not only would we not be appearing before any federal court on any matter, but that any federal agent who came within the boundaries of the sovereign state of Georgia and tried to enforce their unconstitutional usurpations, those agents would be, and I quote, arrested and hanged by the neck until dead without the benefit of clergy. I submit to you we have the same problem today in the 21st century that our founding fathers had in 1798, and that is an out-of-control federal government bent on destroying every vestige of life and liberty that you still possess if we let them do it. We have the solution, though. It's called the 10th Amendment. There are a lot of states' rights issues today. It's not just ancient history in America. There are a lot of issues today. Just several years ago in the Gulf Coast region during Hurricane Katrina, we heard horror stories of government agents, including FEMA and others, who were going around literally confiscating weapons from law-abiding citizens. And at the worst possible time, when they were trying to defend their life, liberty, and property against vandals and people trying to steal what they had during the midst of the catastrophe. Federal agents trying to disarm law-abiding citizens. Now here's what any states' rights state should have said in the Gulf Coast region, and here's what any states' rights governor would have said. The first time any federal agent comes to our state and tries to disarm one law-abiding citizen, that federal agent's going to find himself sitting in a Georgia jail waiting for somebody to come bail him out.
Yeah! Woo!
That's a states' rights solution.